Hey, welcome back to my garage. I can't pronounce its real name, but I was given another piece of Brazilian pine to do another project for a family member. So, very unique wood if you remember the old video. I got a faceplate mounted on it. Let's see, the difference is this time it's a little bit softer, wasn't quite as hard and petrified as I didn't lose any drill bits or screws putting on this faceplate, although it was tough. Had to use a lot more resin. I had it in my vise, taped up the sides, and did it each one of the 5 branches, and the first ones leaked through the other side, so there was those cracks were significant. So to keep it together, it took a lot of resin this time, and it's definitely solid. I don't want to scratch up the table here. The bottom, the pith wasn't dust like last time. It was a piece of, I'm assuming the same type of wood, was hammered in with glue. So I just filled all the cracks as best as I could with the same olive colored resin because it looked good the last time. Drawn a couple circles on here just as a eyeball test for me. My goal with this one is obviously to turn another bowl, but I'm not going to leave quite as much of the natural edge on the side. My goal here is to expose as much of this beautiful redwood that's underneath as possible. So we'll see what shape this takes as I start turning the bottom. I don't use carbide much, I don't use resin much, and I have never worn a glove before, but I might have to this time. We'll see how this goes. Anyhow, let's get going. You gotta love end grain. I remember the last time. Anyhow, this resin hurts. It's like getting little shards of glass in my finger. So I am gonna put on a glove. Before we get going too far, I'm going to find the center and mark out for the recess. So that got me the true center. Not the smoothest wood. Okay, so that'll give me a 2 1/8 inch recess. And I'll have a little base, and it'll be angled up towards the side, but at least I'll know where I'm working with here. Get a little dovetail in there. 1/4 inch deep, 2 1/8 inch wide, 1/4 inch deep dovetail recess. Now we can start establishing the bottom of the bowl. I'm being so sensitive with this because I don't want to ruin the red, but I got to get down underneath and expose it all, and it's just not even. We'll bring you back when I get a little closer. See where we're at. I'm so much more comfortable with the bowl gouge. Anyway, it's kind of what I had in mind. Obviously it'll be much different shape. And I just got to bring this down where I expose everything that I wanted to and then angle it in. And that'll meet that on a nice curve. Still got work to do on the sides though. I got tired of that carbide, switched to a bowl gouge. Not the cleanest of cuts, but that's not what I was trying for. I just wanted to remove material. Well, I'm not so sure how I'm going to handle this. Almost all the natural edge is gone. Just these little bits, so I may as well just take it down another 1/4 inch and remove it all. I'm still going to do an angle and obviously blend this in, but it was about exposing the red. There's just not much of that natural edge. I guess maybe I'll turn the angle of the bowl first and then leave that for the end to see, make the decision at the end. But anyhow, got it round. Still hurts. Just gonna keep at this curve for a while. Very different than the last time. See if I can figure out what I'm doing with this shape. So I still have to clean up a little right through here. There's a crack that didn't get filled. All right. So I pretty much took away all the natural edge or live edge, whatever you want to call it. And I just have to blend this in a little better right through here. But I'll polish this up. Taking away that natural edge, I'll be able to polish it and use the wax. Yeah. It was a goal to expose as much of the red as possible. I took off a lot of material, but hopefully in the end it pays off. All right, I'm taking a little break, got it off the lathe. Finally got the general shape I was looking for, but I took off a lot more wood than I was planning on. But that's all the pine, not the red. Anyhow, as I was doing it, I noticed, so it's a different type of pine that was jammed in there, glued in there, and now it's got resin in, and half of it's missing. So, you know, it's a, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so deep. So I got to fill that up with either some CA glue or some resin. And then once I get that set, then the outside of the bowl is ready for sanding. And I'll flip it around and do the inside another day. But just wanted to give a little update. I'm going to have to fill that with something, keep it together. Okay, I've sanded 120 up to 600. Now you can see a little bit of CA glue that I filled that with. But there's the red and yellow. Anyhow, it's going to be about just over 2 1/4 inch deep, just over 7 3/4 inch wide. I did take off a lot of wood. No live edge this time. It is different, but it was all about exposing the yellows and reds. Anyhow, I'm gonna get a seal coat on this and then do the Axe abrasive paste and wax on the outside and get this backside taken care of, and then we'll flip it around, work on the inside of the bowl, maybe in a couple days. As I sanded down, this recess got a little bit bigger than that 2 1/8. It's closer to 2 1/4 now, so hopefully I still get a good hold on it. But first, let's get this backside taken care of. Some sanding sealer on this. Amazing colors. Okay, the outside is done. The reds and the yellows and the shine is just absolutely beautiful. Last time I did a bowl like this with this Brazilian pine, I left the live edge and used Mahoney's walnut oil. So when I turned this around, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of Turner's remorse. thinking maybe I took off too much. But instead of that kind of textured beef jerky-like feel on the outside, I added another polished, smooth surface by doing this. And yeah, it's a more traditional bowl versus, you know, the live edge that I did last time, something different. They're both really cool in their own right, but yeah, it was all about exposing as much of that red and yellow and the fire-ish kind of color that comes with these branches. So that's the outside. I'm busy for the next couple days, but we'll get back to the inside. Hopefully it turns out just as good. But I wanted to show this, that shine. God, I love axe. Beautiful. Okay, drilled down an inch and a half with the Forstner bits just to help with the hollowing. We mostly use carbides for this. I tell you, that redwood is hard. I'm getting some catches. Just gonna have to take it light so I don't blow the recess out. It's slow going. My bowl gouge just do not like that resin, so I'm back to the carbides. But you can see, you know, I wanted to open up as much of this redwood as possible. So I just got to keep going back and forth, work my way down to a good shape. I know it's boring, but I'll bring it back as I get closer. So it'll be about a 1/4 inch thick. Obviously I got to blend it down there, but these sides are nice. It's gonna basically, because of these angles I gave it, instead of like on the last one leaving the live edge, I had the top and the inside where it showed the true red. Making the angles like this, I'll have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 the slope down. So it gives me double the beautiful, whatever you call that, heartwood of the branches. Anyhow, I took it down to my the lowest belt setting for more torque. It looks like I'm gonna have to take this off the lathe in a minute and put some more CA glue on this piece of pine or whatever was jammed in the pith area before any pieces of that come out. But yeah, side's good. I just gotta blend it all into the bottom. Beautiful. Almost there. Just trying to get that perfect. Obviously, the end grade needs sanding, right? But just trying to get that perfect curve, and just not having the best of luck with the carbide. I might switch to the negative rake scraper just for this very bottom. Like I said, I got the 1/4 inch all the way down. So far, so good in terms of the bottom holding. I don't want that. I don't, it doesn't match, but I don't want to lose that piece since I resined it in. It's part of it now. So just gonna try to be a little more perfect with here, and then it'll be on to sanding. Some sanding sealer on here for tonight. All right, I'll do 2 coats of this. And I'll come back tomorrow, I think, and do the finish. Just beautiful. I never show this, but I always go over the shellac-based sanding sealer with steel wool, and that's the reason why. It just takes off that caked up stickiness. You got to do that, especially between coats of sanding sealer, but I do it at the end too. Just got to take that gunk off that the shellac sanding sealer leaves. Anyhow, I didn't show as much on the inside as I did on the outside because this video was always really long. I'm gonna come back and I'll show I gotta finish the inside and then this outer rim, these 2 sides, tomorrow with axe. I'll do that tomorrow, but the hollowing out the middle was just boring, going back and forth with the carbide, just getting it down to the level I want. So to keep this short of 45 minutes or whatever it was going to be, I just didn't show much of that. It wasn't that exciting. You got the gist of it, and I'm showing the finishing. So anyhow, if you have questions, you can leave it in the comments, but hopefully you could see what I did in terms of opening up as much of this red as I could. I think it's going to look pretty cool on the finished bowl. These 2 branches obviously weren't as much as these 3, but I think it's different. I didn't want to do the exact same thing as the live edge that I did last time. I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and I really loved that live edge bowl. It was awesome, but I just wanted to try something a little different. And this turned out cool too. Anyhow, we'll be back with the finishing tomorrow. Finish this project up. Okay, here's the finished Araucaria bowl for Brazilian pine. Came out pretty good. It's officially 7 3/4 inch wide, 2 1/4 inch deep. Let's see. You can see the difference in that little middle pith part that they filled in, where the difference between the resin and the CA glue, the whiteness or clearness. But the main thing was, I mean, it's shiny polished. It was opening up as much of this red as I could. Instead of just having it on the top and the inside, like I said before, I have it on the outside as well. So with these angles, there's 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 surfaces, basically doubled the amount of the red that's exposed. This piece obviously had some significant cracking going through it, so that resin held it together. There's a side profile on the bottom. I didn't bother turning out the recess too much, and you can see that's a bad CA glue job around where the pine or whatever that was, that softwood broke apart where the pith hole. But unlike the last time, I just couldn't fill it all with resin, so I made do with it. The CA glue doesn't really match, but it's a minor flaw. Outside the bowl's perfect. Those 2 branches aren't as prominent as the other 3, but you can see how, I mean, the colors are just beautiful. That kind of fire red and yellow, and even just surrounding the branches. It's really remarkable wood. I obviously didn't sign this one, forgot it, to be honest. But I believe my cousin's sending this back to his family in Brazil, so hope they enjoy it. Hope he's happy with it, and hopefully I get some more pieces like this out of Brazil to turn, because it is cool, unique wood. Anyhow, hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment if you can, and thanks again for watching. On to the next project.